And next up, we have Clear and Present Ranger, Caverns and Creatures short story written by the always hilarious Robert Bevan. This is 40 pages. It is $2.99. It is available on Kindle Limited. Here's the author's description. What do you do when you encounter a maniac in the woods who poses a danger to himself, others, and the world around him? If you're Tim, you screw off to the pub and get shitfaced. Unfortunately, the rest of the Caverns and Creatures gang are going to make him stick around until they solve a seemingly unsolvable problem. Okay, this is a funny and highly inappropriate adventure with the Caverns and Creatures crew. This time it focuses on how to help a self-hating ranger with issues with animals and plants. It definitely takes a turn I didn't expect. It's very funny. One of the things I actually really appreciate about this short story is that it actually talks about the game mechanics. And that's not always the case with these short stories. It's always the case with like the main series of the Critical Failure series that Robert Bevan writes. But some of the short stories are just so short that they kind of assume you know the main characters are trapped in this tabletop RPG world. And they don't always like bring up the game mechanics themselves. Sometimes they'll mention levels and other skills, but this is one of the few short stories where the author kind of takes this weird mechanic in I don't know if it's like 3.5 edition of D&D, but it actually crosses over into like 5th edition of the character class Rangers, and he makes a really interesting point of like how he twists it to make it interesting, and I like that about it. So although a disclaimer of like there's cursing in the story, there's cursing in the novel description, which I didn't say, but there's potty humor and lots of like had sex with your mom jokes and that kind of like level of humor. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, don't read this. But if you do, like I do, we'll probably have a good time with it and the entire series and Caverns and Creatures in general. For me, it gets a solid 7.4 out of 5. Clear and Present Ranger, Caverns and Creatures with a review score of 7.4 out of 10.